Oh hey, welcome to Harshville Homestead. Apparently I forgot to do an intro and outro when I was making this video, so here it is now. I will we were trying to put the Woodland Mills Sawmill together and get a log onto it before it got dark. So we missed the intro and outro part apparently. But we'll bring you along and we'll show you how it went for the first log on the sawmill. Getting the log from the wood pile over to where the sawmill is was actually significantly easier than what we anticipated. We picked up a Badlands winch from Harbor Freight, and with that and our pickup, getting it here was pretty easy. Now, as you can probably imagine, getting it onto the sawmill is going to be a little bit more challenging. According to the Woodweb log weight calculator, this red oak weighs somewhere between 400 and 600 pounds. So Lisa trying to pull it with just the strap, rather entertaining, but there was no chance of it going anywhere. We have the winch hooked up here from the pickup to that tree in the background with a snatch block on there that goes to this snatch block in my hand, then back to the tree. So the winch is plenty strong to pull this. Plus we have snatch blocks, and who doesn't like using a snatch block? So here we're going to try using this snatch block to get her a little closer, but you'll see how well it turns out. In the future, we're going to have a mount for the winch directly to the tree. We have a local welder fabricating something for us right now so that we'll be able to mount the winch directly to the tree so that we won't need to use the pickup to pull from. I wasn't a fan of how close that snatch block was to the track, but there wasn't a lot I could do because of how close it was to the tree. So we tried to get it as high as possible, but it was still really close to the track. here I go trying to lift the small end up onto the track just enough so that we can set it on there and then move the bigger end, but I couldn't get it up high enough, which caused the whole mill to shift, which wasn't too big of a deal yet, but it will become a bigger problem for me in the future. Here I am trying to pull it back, knowing that I've already screwed up the levelness of the mill, but trying to get it closer so it doesn't just slide off the entire thing, because that gravel pile isn't super wide, and it would be really bad to tip the mill over. The original plan was to bring it up so that the widest end, the one facing me right here, was all the way at the end closest to the camera, but the way that the log got pulled up with the winch, it was a little closer to the high end, and we thought we were able to pick up that log, but as you can tell, we're struggling pretty hard to get it up onto the track. So because I couldn't lift the small end all the way to the top, we'll try lifting the big end a little less high, and maybe I'm strong enough to do that? No, turns out I can't do that. I am not strong enough to pick up a half of a 600-pound log, and this is where I knew it was really bad, because my level sawmill is starting to move on its own. So with the sawmill moving, we decided to reevaluate our plan and try to pull it closer to the short end of the track. So that's where we're at, and we'll cut to when we have it over there. So after rearranging a bunch of pallets and things, we got the log drug a little bit closer to the short end of the track, which will help us immensely in getting this thing up onto the sawmill. And there it is, just like that. We got the log up onto the sawmill where it was kind of stable. Or at least we got one end of the log up there. once we got it up there, we didn't want it to come down again, so we were going to move the winch line up onto the top so it would hold it from falling back down off of the sawmill track. Once we had our OSHA approved safety strap put on there, it was just a simple matter of picking up the other end of the log and rolling it on there. Okay, maybe not super simple, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. Once it was up on top, then all we had to do was finagle it a little bit. And there we go. Success! We got our log onto our sawmill. It almost looks like we knew what we were doing. After we got the rope off, we just needed to slide it a little bit and we were good to go. So the next step was to check to make sure that the log would actually fit underneath the sawmill head. I didn't realize when I cut it off how curved there was in there. Would have been nice to have a straight log to begin with, but no, we got this one with a nice little curve out of the side of it, but you live and learn.
That it's 6 o'clock and it'll be dark within 45 minutes.
And that was where we're gonna end this. We got the log on there. The rest of the night we definitely stayed for more than 45 minutes, and Lisa was really happy. But the log wasn't really staying in place very well, and I didn't really get any good cuts in. So I went back the next day. I got I think 3 or 4 2x6s out of there and a 2x12. A lot of waste, but it was a good experience, and we're gonna probably use the 2x6s we cut to make a ramp to load the logs, because as you can tell, that was not a very simple process or an easy process. It'd be nice to have a skid steer or a front end loader with a grapple, but we don't, so we'll keep using the winch. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.